Hi, Dr. Tanya here with Tuesday's tips to keep your family healthy and safe. Today we're going to talk about virtual learning or online school. We're not going to talk about whether it's the right choice compared to in person. We've discussed that on other videos, so you can always take a look at that if you have questions. But let's assume that your only choice is to go back online or virtually, or that is what you chose as the best option for your family. So today I'm going to talk about how to set your child up for online learning success. Okay, so the first thing is keeping a consistent routine, just as you do on regular school mornings. So you want to get your kids up at the same time every day, get them dressed and have breakfast just like a school day. That way they feel focused and ready to go. If they're hopping online in their PJs, they're eating while they're in their class, it's not going to work. They're going to get distracted. They're not going to be able to absorb all of that information. So you really want to have a consistent routine just as you do on regular school days. The next thing is to have your space at home, that study space where they're going to have their device and be ready to learn online. Now, for younger kids, you want this to be in a central place in your home where they have a big empty space. So it could be a kitchen table or a dining room table, some place that is distraction free. So they won't hear somebody doing the dishes in the kitchen. They won't be thinking, hey, I want to get a snack because the cupboard door is open. You don't want them to be hearing the TV on in the other room or being distracted by other kids in the house, or even their favorite toys really shouldn't be within sight. So you want to have an empty plain table with the device, and we'll talk about the devices in a second, and then all the other supplies they need within reach. So that might be pencils, crayons, scissors, a notebook, paper to take notes, whatever your teacher says that your child needs depending on their age. You should also have an adult nearby with the younger kids. Now, at the very beginning, your children will probably need adult help every step of the way, but we want to empower the kids, even the kindergartners and first graders, to really be able to do this on their own. And so after the first few days or a week, I would hope that you could kind of take a step away, still be nearby if they need your help, so you're kind of listening and watching maybe, or you might have a babysitter or a friend or another parent doing the same thing, especially if you have to work and you can't be there all the time. I know that's what's going to be happening in my house. Since we both work, it's going to be challenging. Okay, now the devices. So ask your school what device they prefer. Usually with the little kids, it's an iPad. As they get older, it might be a Chromebook or a MacBook or other type of laptop. Now, we know that when kids spend more time on the screens, more time looking at things close to them, even books when they're reading a lot, that is linked to myopia, which means vision issues where your children will need glasses later on. So as much as possible, you want to have a larger screen for them to look at. You want to put it further away from their face, like 2 feet ideally away from their face. I know it's not always possible. The keyboard can be closer. If it's a young child with an iPad, that may not be possible. But there's other things that you can also do to help. Now, when a child is in a classroom, they're going from focusing near to focusing far, and that helps the eyes. So if you have them seated near a window, they can take breaks and look outside at something far away. Or you can even remind them every 10 to 15 minutes, and a lot of the teachers will be giving breaks every 10 to 15 minutes for kids to look far away, to take a break, and you ideally want to focus on something far away for about 20 seconds every 10 to 15 minutes. The other thing that is really beneficial for the vision is getting outside in natural daylight. We know this really helps the vision. It's protective against myopia. So whenever you have breaks, as much as possible, you want that to be outdoors. When the teachers give your kids breaks, you can run around in the backyard. You can have them play outside. They can go for a walk. They can jump up and down. They can play ball. Whatever it is, you want those activities to be outside, weather permitted, when possible. Now, when they can't go outside later in the year when you're still having breaks, then you want to make sure that you have their favorite toys or activities that they're going to want to play with nearby. Again, out of sight, but nearby. So that way they're not yelling, hey, Mom, where's my Lego set? Or whatever toy that is, and you're not running through your house when they have a 10-minute break, spending half the time trying to find that activity that they want to do. So at school, the activities are all there when they have breaks, and you're going to need to have it set up like that in your home as well. The other thing it's a good idea to prepare for is snacks and lunch. Your kids are going to need 2 healthy snacks, usually mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and also a healthy lunch. And if you can prepare these ahead of time, like the night before or in the morning, just as you would when they actually go to school days, it will save you time and help your child stay on schedule. Because when it's time for them to have a snack, if you're wasting time them cutting up apples and getting peanut butter or looking for the snack food, their snack's going to be over and they're going to be frazzled because they didn't have time to eat, relax, and then get back to being with their class on time. So prepare those snacks whenever possible, even a few days at a time, and have them in containers in the refrigerator or the cupboard. Also, make sure you have a refilled bottle of water near your child the entire day so it's easier for them to take water breaks and put it down. And again, they don't have to go running looking for water when they want it and when they're thirsty. Now, different schools are going to have different schedules. Some kids are going to be on a computer in front of the screen all day with breaks scattered throughout the days. Other schools have it set up where the kids' screen time is condensed to a smaller amount of time, and then the rest of the day, the kids are doing their own work, sometimes alone, sometimes with a parent. Again, I know this isn't ideal. I'm there with you. I have 3 kids, and my youngest is going into kindergarten. Online kindergarten. You know, this is going to be an interesting year in our home. So you also want to make sure that you really keep in touch with your child's teacher and the school, because they understand that some families are going to need more help and more resources than others. The other thing is you want to make sure that all of your kids are really staying on track. I know usually with older kids we say take a step back, don't follow up on what they're doing as much, but this year you might need to check in and just make sure that they are turning in the assignments that they need to turn in. And with the younger kids, you may be the one that's responsible for turning in the assignments. I know that some parents are taking pictures with their phone of their child's assignments using a scanner app on their phone and then sending it into the school, as that makes it easier to actually turn in work and get feedback from the teacher. And again, every school is going to be doing this a little differently. I think the most important thing is to really get your young child excited about this school year. You know, let them know it's going to be different. It's not going to be like it was last year. I'm so sorry that kindergarten is not going to be as we thought it was going to be, as we talked about, but it's still going to be fun. It's still going to be exciting. You're still going to learn. You're still going to meet friends, even if it's on the screen. But later in the year, when the time is right, you will get to see these kids in person. I know that I keep saying this is only temporary, and we don't know how long that temporary is, but I truly feel that at some point during this school year, we will get our kids back in school in most places across the country. But that only works if we all do the right thing, if we all wear masks, if we all distance, if we all wash our hands, and we try to get the numbers lower in our own community. And if that happens, especially here in Southern California, I know that we will be able to get back to in-person school, at least for the little ones, hopefully later this school year. So that's something that everybody can look forward to. The other thing is just to remember that it's not going to be a perfect year. You just have to try your best. We're all in this together. We're all human. Some days your child may not be as into it as other days. There might be some days where they're really distracted, where they're acting out. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay to take a break, to regroup and say tomorrow's going to be a better day. And to think about everything that happened in your house and how you can better prepare your kids for the next day of virtual learning ahead. If you have any tips here for virtual learning, please leave them here. We are all going through this together. This is something new to most of us this school year. And we're all going to be helping each other out to get through this and help our kids succeed this year in school, however it is that they are in school. And I know for my kids and for many of you, that means they're starting off with virtual learning. So I hope this can help you set up your kids for success with virtual learning. I look forward to getting your feedback, and leave me comments and suggestions for future talks. And I will see you all again next Tuesday.